Hello everyone, in this lesson 1 we are going to go through all the tools in Photoshop. Each and every we will just understand, and let's see how you can grab those tools and you can use that in your photo editing game in Photoshop. So before any further ado, let's get straight into the video. So guys, in this lesson 1 we are going to learn perfect every kind of each and every tool of Photoshop. I'm currently using Photoshop CC 2020 right now. First of all, if you want to open the photograph, then all you need to do is just right click on it and select open with Photoshop. So it will open up that photograph in our Photoshop. Now you can just close the tab if you don't want. So guys, here is the Photoshop and here is the tool which are menus, and here are all of the tools which you have to understand. So we'll just quickly go through each and every tool over here. So this is, first of all, it is the move tool, right? So first of all, what move tool will do is it will just move up the layer. If you want to move anything, or if you have added something over here, then you can just move it with the help of move tool, right? Now here the next thing is the select rectangular marquee tool. And this tool we are going to learn that if you want to select a particular portion, suppose let's say if you want to select this portion, then all you need to do is just select this much of portion over here with the help of marquee tool. And if you can see here, I can make any of the long selection as well as short. If you want to perfect make a square, that square selection in a perfect square, then all you need to do is just press the shift key from the keyboard and just enlarge the size of whatever the area of the rectangle tool you want. You can just stretch it, so it will only enlarge the selection in a straight square position. This is a very important thing you need to understand. Suppose let's select this portion, and if I want to add one more selection over here, then all you need to do is just click on the plus, that is a double layer square tool, and just add one more selection. So as you can see, this has added more selection over here. So you can see, now if you want to just make a duplicate of this layer or make a new layer of the particular selection, just right click on it and select layer copy option. So it will layer up one more tool or one more thing in the another area. Let's take one more example. This is the photo, right? Now if you want to make a selection of this square or particular this selection, just select this area. And if you want to add one more select over here, then make sure you have selected this and just add. And here also, if you press the shift key, so it will create a square selection over here. Now if you can always make a free selection just with the mouse. So as you can see, this is the selection process or the selection area which I have made. Now here is the minus selections, right? Subtract from the selection. Now if I don't want to select this portion, so all you are gonna do is just select this, so it will just subtract the selection from overall selection area. Now here is the next thing, it is intersect with selection. Now if you want to select one more, you can just do it. Suppose let's say this is my selection. Now if I want to add one more selection over here, so it will intersect this area over here. Now let's select, if I have selected this, now I want to select some more, then I'll select this one area and it will be intersect both the layer, and the final result would be of the thing which we have made a minus. That is the thing of this intersection. But you need to only understand this and this tool. And suppose let's select this. Alright, now if you have selected this and if you want to deselect, then all you can do is, if you don't want to go to this and toggle up the subtraction, just press Alt key from the keyboard, so it will automatically select this and select the area where you want to deselect or subtract it from the area. So as you can see, By pressing the Alt key from the keyboard, you can easily subtract the area where you don't want. This is a very shortcut key of this deselecting or subtracting this from here. You don't have to change again this mode to deselect and again deselect this to select. All you can do is just press the Alt key and you are done. Now the next thing is selecting the lasso marquee tool. This is a very selection tool process, right? If you wanna select this object or make a selection, then you can just draw it all over the subject or the models area, so it will be selected the portion or the thing which you don't. Suppose let's select this, so you can see this has made a selection. So it's a freehand tool, right? To select the area, you can just use this freehand tool. Now if you want to make a duplication, just press Control via copy, so it will just duplicate it. Now let's go to the move tool and you can just move it wherever you want to move, right? So this is a lasso tool, and here is a polygonal tool, and as you can see, polygonal tool will just make perfect endpoints over here, so it will just give you some time to select the area where you want to click, perfectly manually add a selection just like this way. So it will click one more intersections or the points on the area, so you can just do it in a proper way, the selection. So this is how this polygonal selection area works. So this is how you have to do. Now if you want to select this portion, just press Ctrl plus Enter from the keyboard, so it will select the area which you have made a selection. Or you can just right click or else you can just directly, if you want to make one more selection, then you can just right click on it and you are done. You can see the difference. It is totally, it will just select it in a perfect adjust tool. Now here is the third tool, that is magnetic lasso tool. This will make your photo a selection in a precise way. This whole selection tool we will learn in another video in a very precise way. So I'm just giving an overview of this tools. So as you can see, this magic lasso tool is actually, if you just have to roll on the adjust of the model, so it will automatically detect the area of the selection and it will create an amazing automatic selection over here just like this one. Now if you want to move the canvas, you can press Ctrl Z if you want to make undo. So if you want to move the canvas, then all you need to do is just press the shift space key from the keyboard and you can just move it around and just play with the image without losing the selection process. So this is how this space tool works, right? If you are doing this with the, and if you want to decrease or just move it or around with the play with, you can just do it with the help of space button by just moving the models or the total image to downward position or the upward position. So this is how you have to use this magnetic lasso tool. You can press Ctrl plus minus key to zoom out the image, or you can press Ctrl plus Z to zoom in. Alright, so you can see I have just merged all the endpoints, so it is selected this position. But later on we will use this whole selection process or selection tool in depth, so that you can be able to select the models layer in our next lessons. Now here is the second tool, that is quick selection tool. So this also does the same process of making a selection. So let's try this. Just if you select the magic wand, so as you just click on this, first of all your default option would be of this sample. So as you can see, if I am doing this pressing this, your photo is totally selected. Or if you want to select some more, or if I'll select this, so it will only select this portion or this or this. But if you want to select this as well as this portion, then you need to just select this plus or button. So it will also select this area as well as this area. So the area where you press select the thing, that will be added to your selection. So as you can see, this one has been added, right? Now if you want to deselect the same process, suppose I want to deselect this area, then you can just press Alt key from the keyboard, so it will create a minus icon. As you can see, it is creating a minus icon and it is toggling up on this menu. So as you can see, by creating or selecting this minus, so it will subtract it from the selection. If you want to add, then just click on this button and you are added. And the shortcut is the Alt key. By pressing the Alt key, you will be able to deselect the portion where you want to delete or deselect the thing, right? So as you can see, this one is looking perfect. Now if you want to make a duplication or delete this, just press the delete key from the keyboard, so it will be deleted the background. It is very simple. Now here is the next thing, that is a crop tool. Now let's guys, if you select the crop tool, if you want to crop the photo, then you can just, let's say I just want this image to be my final image, right? So what I'm gonna do is just move it from the old side of the corners and just hit OK, and you are done. So this, your photo has been cropped. Now press Ctrl Z, so it will just undo it, the whole process. Now select the crop tool, and here are the ratios, guys. If you wanna use these ratios, you can just do it. If you wanna make a square selection or square cropping for your profile photos, then you can select this 1:1. So as you can see, this is making a perfect square cropping. So it will be more easier for you to keep it as your profile picture or whatever thing you wanna keep. Then square would be, there are a lot of options. That is a ratio, that is 16:9 ratio. That is our movie theme ratio, right? So if you click this, so as you can see, your photo is totally looking like a perfect movie or the movie kind of frame. Let's select this 16:9. So as you can see, this is my movie ratio, that is a TV screen. Now guys, if you want to select that our Instagram ratio, then that is the select the crop tool, and here is the 8:10 or 4:5. That is our Instagram ratio. So this is the profile position or the perfect the what we say perfect lining or grid of the ratio which you can put in your Instagram without losing its quality and size. So if you wanna just decrease, you can totally play with this, and just this would be your pretty perfect Instagram ratio. If you want to upload the photo for your Instagram, then this is the perfect size, that is 8:10 or 4:5. This you have to keep in mind. Also guys, there are a lot of presets of the crop tool which are already made, so you can just use them or create a new. Or if you want to make a manual cropping, you can just do it. Suppose I want to make a 1, 2, so it will just create a height of 5 and width of 2, and if you do it clear, so it will just clear up, and just press the no button or cancel button. And here guys, there are more tools, that is a straighten. If you select this straighten, if your photo is kind of wrong in the position, then you can just do it by straightening it. If your photo or you have captured some photo in wrong position or a wrong direction with a mobile phone in a wrong way, then you can just do it a straightening with the help of this straighten tool. So it will create a perfect straighten effect to your photo, and you will be able to do this. Now here is the frame tool. Create and place frames to your image. This is a new tool. If you are using Photoshop CC, then this tool would be coming inside your photo or inside your Photoshop. Let's select this. So I have selected this, right, square tool, and if I want to put inside this photograph, then all you're gonna do is let's just drag and drop to this frame, so it will only be pulled in this frame automatically, so it will only be placed inside this frame. Press Ctrl T to enlarge it size. So as you can see, this is an amazing feature of Adobe Photoshop CC 2020. This feature or this tool is extremely new, so you can just create an amazing college photos over here. Let's select this and just select the move tool. You can just place inside this, or press Ctrl J to make a duplication of the layer. Place it on top of all the layers. Select the move tool and just place inside this layer. So as you can see, it is an amazing tool which Photoshop has really given to you, of adding the amazing kind of collage tools or collage frames. So you can see it is really looking perfect. Now here is the pick color tool. In this pick color tool, you just have to you can just pick the color of this patches over here. Let's select this, so it will be selected over this color. If you want to pick the color from there, so this will be selected as your color, and just hit OK. And if you want to paint that color, select the paint bucket tool and just make a paint of that, and you can see it is painted with that color particular which you have selected with the eyedropper. You can also by selecting the paint bucket tool, you can also directly select the colors with the help of Alt key. By pressing the Alt key, you will be able to pick the color whatever you want with the help of Alt key while using this paint bucket tool. Suppose when I'm painting right now, if I want to select this color, then I'll be selecting this and directly select the paint tool, and you are done. As you can see, this one is also an amazing color pickup tool, so that you can just pick up any of the colors from the photo. Suppose I want to pick from this canvas or another photo, I'll just select the color eye pickup drop tool, and I want this red tone, I'll just pick this so it will be seen on this. Or I want to add this red tone, so it will be selected this, and I'll just go to my another layer where I want to paint that. Select the paint bucket tool, and you can see it is really looking kind of a magic. So this is paint tool is used to this pen tool is used to select the eyedroppers, and this or all the another thing which you don't have to actually understand this, but this was actually important, so just we will go to this. Otherwise this would be a very much complicated thing which I don't want. I just want you to come straight to the point and just learn everything in a perfect way. So now here is the spot healing brush. This will just remove the dark circles or spots from the face if there are. If there are pimples, you can just use this to make your pimples to be hide. If I want to remove this spot, then I'll just use on this, so it will automatically be gone. Suppose I want to remove this line, so as you can see the difference by just drawing on the area where you want to remove that, you can just do it this, and it will just create an amazing. Suppose I want to delete or remove this line from here, then what I'm gonna do is just you can also increase or decrease the size of the brush from here, increase the hardness and softness. Also you can just change the direction of the brush tool. Suppose just I have made a big size, or let's just make a normal size, so just paint in the direction where you want to remove. Suppose I have selected this, so as you can see this is totally gone. Here is the before and here is the after. So this is really an amazing tool if you want to remove the blemishes or something else from the photo. You can just totally do it with the help of this. If you wanna still there is, you can just fix it just like this way. So as you can see, this is an amazing technique which you can use to do this kind of thing which you want to remove. If something there, you can just do it with the help of this spot removing brush. There are a lot of spot removing brush. This we will go through later. but this was important, so you need to know. This is a brush tool. If you want to paint something over here, let's just select any of the colors. If you want to paint over here, then you can just paint it with the help of brush tool. This is totally like a paint brush, you know, so you can just use it. Just right click on it or select brushes over here, or by clicking on this area you can just increase or decrease the size of the brush. As well as there are a lot of different kinds of brushes are available in Photoshop, as well as from the internet also. You can just download it and just play with around and just make an amazing texture. Suppose this is a hard round brush, so it will create a hard round textures. You can just decrease the size of the brush and increase. You can just toggle up between two colors by pressing this color or this tone, right? Let's select this red tone, and you can see this is really an amazing. So this is how you can just play with the color with the help of brush tool. There is a pencil tool also. This pencil tool will also create an kind of pencil. So let's just select some of the general brush, pick the pencil tool, this will also create an amazing theme like brushes. Let's select the soft round size. So let's select the color replacement tools. This will create a color replace. Suppose I want to paint something over here, so it will just replace the color of that particular position. So this is how you can just use this tool. And this is the clone stamp tool, right? Clone stamp tool. It will create a clone of the photo. Suppose let's select this. Let's go to the history. Let's just go to the history and just go to open. So it will just bring back to the normal which we have opened. Suppose if you want to create the same structure like this over here, then just select the clone tool, press Alt key from the keyboard. So it will just, this is a target or the desired area where you want to select that portion. And if you want to paste this over here, just paint over here just like this way. So it will create another clone of that particular model or the thing which you have selected. So as you can see the difference, guys, this clone tool will help you to make a different structure. If I want to create one more building just like this on this portion, so just press Alt key from the keyboard and just click on the mouse button. So it will just pick that from here and just play with it around and just create one more buildings over here. This is really a magic tool, guys. If you want to create an illusion of this, you can just totally do it with the help of these tools. This would be a pretty perfect, helpful in more in your editing process. So this all will come automatically. You will learn with the help of practice. This is a history brush, so it will just create an history of the brush which you have made, right? Suppose you have done some kind of adjustment with the brush, it will just bring back the previous conversion of the brush. So this one is not actually helpful or not needed to understand. This is an eraser tool which you want to understand. That is, suppose I want to erase something from this area. So what I'm gonna do is either I'll select that kind of portion with the help of magic wand or square marquee tool, then press delete key from the keyboard to delete that area. Or if I have selected this area and if I want to select only the half area, then I'll select the eraser tool. You can just right click on it and select soft round brush or hard round brush of the eraser and just erase it. Suppose I just want to erase this half of the particular selection which I have made, so it will only erase the half area. As you can see, this one has been deleted. If without selecting, you can also delete it with the help of eraser. Just erase. Suppose I want to erase this area, it will totally be erased with the help of eraser. So this is how eraser actually works. This is the paint bucket tool, guys. If you want to paint something on this area, just fill it and you will be able to paint. So as you can see, you can pick any of the colors from here and just paint it on the area where you want to do the paint. This is a gradient tool, guys. If you want to create, here are the colors and there are a lot of colors patches over here. You can just select it and just make a gradient of that. I'll show you how to make a gradient. Just pick or click one point over here and here, so you can see gradient has been created. Here, guys, if you want to just create the gradient by selecting this portion, if you want only the gradient in particular selection, just select that area with the help of pen tool, eraser tool or magnetic lasso tool. There are a lot of ways to select any of the things which you want, and just select the gradient tool. Here you can select any of the lots of colors are already there, presets, so you can just do it or just use any of the tones over here, or you can manually adjust the color effect from here, right? Or by clicking over here, so it will select the area and you can just play with around and create a manual gradient over here. Suppose I have selected this, right? Now if I want to make a gradient, then what I will do is just give a 1 point over here and 1 point over here. So you can see I have created a gradient in a particular selection which I have made. Alright, and now the next thing is the blur tool. This is the blur tool, guys. This you have to understand. That is very, very important. So I'll take one more example. Let's take some of the example of this. So just open it with Photoshop. So as you can see here, it is very sharp and here is a blurry. If I want to make a blur of this particular photos, and what I will do is select the blur tool and just right click on it on the middle of the screen, so it will open up the brush or panel that is of increasing the size and selecting the brush, and there are a lot of things over here. So you can just select any of the brushes, change the direction of the brush, anything you can just play with around. This is totally up to you. So this is the brush tool or the blur tool, right? Here you can increase or decrease the size of the blurriness, whatever the percentage, how much percent you want the blur effect, you can totally do it with the help of here. So just play with the blur tool. So as you can see, let's make a duplicate by pressing Ctrl J. So it will create one more layer. Suppose let's just select the hard round brush, right? Now if I am just painting it with the blur tool, so you can see the difference, guys. Your photo is making a kind of blur effect. It is losing its quality, or quality, what you said, the sharpness. It is losing the sharpness and it is making your photo a kind of blurry effect. So you can see the difference of the blur tool. It is actually making a lot of time because I have selected a lot of brushes over here. So as you can see, here is the before, that is the blur tool which we have done the blurring process. This would be helpful where if you want to blur something else, if I want to just blur the hand, then I'll just use this tool to blur a particular area and just focus on the area where I want. So as you can see, this blur tool, this is a blur with blur tool and this is a without blur tool. You can see the difference, guys, how blur tool would be helpful in your photo editing game. Now let's select the next tool is the sharpen tool. So let's just delete this layer, just drag and go to the delete. So if I want to sharpen this area, what I will do is, this is a sharpening brush. Wherever I will just brush this area, that would be sharpened. Here is the strength, how much percent you want to sharpen that area, it will be sharpened. Let's select this. If I want to sharpen this, so as you can see, it is getting sharpened. Just press Ctrl J, make a duplication, and let's just play with the sharpness. So if I am sharpening the eyes of the model, so as you can see, your eyes is actually sharpened and the lips are sharpened, right? If you wanna sharpen your hairs, you can totally do it with the hairs. It will create an amazing textures to the photo and also add an amazing effect to your hairs wherever you do the sharpening. This is also very important thing while doing the sharpening and retouching your photo. If you want to enhance the particular area to the photograph, then you can use this sharpening tool to attract or focus in a particular area. So as you can see, this is a sharpen tool. This is without sharpen and this is with sharpen. As you can see, a huge and lot of difference can be seen in the photo, which is making your photo kind of attractive and a focused way, right? Let's just delete it. So there is one more tool, that is smudge tool. Let's duplicate the layer and we will understand this smudge tool. Here is the opacity of smudge tool. You can just play with the strength, that is how much percentage you want to smudge. This is totally up to you. Now you can increase the size of the smudge tool. Select the soft round, and what it will do is just increase it. So as you can see, this is creating a smudging layer. It is you can just stretch it anything, guys, but it will make a little bit of blurry. If you want to increase the lips, you can just do it with the help of sharp smudge tool. So as you can see, if you want to increase the nose a bit, you can just do it. It will change the facial shapes and everything. So as you can see the difference, here's the before and here's the after. So this is how smudge tool does actually works. It will just increase the way or stretch the photo just like a fishy eye. If you want to increase it, you can increase, but the drawback of this is actually it will just blur the particular area. This is only used when if you want to increase the stretch the hairs. Suppose I'll just decrease the size of this. If I want to just decrease or just stretch the hairs, then this would be pretty helpful of creating an amazing textures to the hairs. So it will create a look of realistic hairs. So this is how sharpening tool is used, right? And the next thing is the dodge tool. This is a dodge tool, guys. Let's just delete one more layer. Let's make a duplicate by pressing Ctrl J. Let's understand this dodge layer. If you want to create a dodge effect on the face, just paint the area where you want to select the dodge effect. From here you can just increase the saturation or the percentage of dodginess where you want to increase or decrease. So this is, you can see the difference. The dodging effect is seen to your photo. So as you can see the difference, we have created a dodge effect. Here is the before and here is the after. This is how the dodge tool actually works. Let's select the burn tool. Just do it on the area where you want to do the burning process. From here you can just increase the percentage of the burn process. Whatever percentage you want to increase or increase, you can just do it. So this is how the burn, if you want to create a burning texture, this will create a burn on the image. So you can see the difference. It will create an amazing burn effect to your photo. So here is the before and here is the after. So this is how we have created the dodge and burn with the help of dodge and burn tool. Later on we will understand in depth how to create a perfect dodging and burning of the face with a different kind of techniques which are used nowadays in high-end retouching of the models, right? So this is just for the demo to understand how this dodge and burn tool really works. This is a sponge tool which you actually not needed. Generally this will just reduce the makeup from the face. It will just decrease the makeup from the face. This is how the dodge tool actually works. So as you can see from here, you can just decrease the flow of the saturation. In short, this will, if the photo, suppose the photo is oversaturated, let's say this, let's just increase the saturation. Let's select this photo is actually very saturated. If you want to decrease the saturation only from the face, then what you're gonna do is select the sponge tool, select the flow to around 12 or 15% and just play on the area where you want to decrease the saturation of this particular thing, and just play with or just brush the area over there, so it will just reduce the saturation from that particular area, not from whole image. So this is how sponge tool actually works. So as you can see, here's the before and here's the after. This is the sponge tool technique which is used to desaturate the particular area of the photo. Now this is the pen tool, guys. If you want to select the pen, suppose if you want to select this portion, this is one type of selection tool. This is only create suppose if you want to select this portion of the model of the hand, all you need to do is just click one point over here, one point over here, and just press Alt key and give a 1 point, so it will automatically give one more selection. Just press Alt key and just give 1 point over here and just give 1 point and just stretch it, so it will just create a perfect and amazing stretch effect over here. Just select this, so it will, this is a perfect technique or the perfect tool. If you want to select a perfect photo, then this is the perfect tool which you can use to select the photo very precisely. So I personally do use this pen tool to select the photograph. If you want to select the precise, then you can just use this technique of selecting the model or the selecting any of the subject with the help of pen tool. So this is how the pen tool actually works. Now if you want to make a selection of this particular thing, just merge both the ends, right click on it and select the make a selection and just hit OK. So it will make a selection. If you want to create a path, you can totally create a path with the help of this. So this is how this selection process, or you can press directly Ctrl Enter from the keyboard to make a selection of this particular thing. Now let's select the text, that is a text. If you want to write something over here, let's select this, go to the history, just go to the open, so it will open up the thing which we have opened. Suppose if you want to add a text over here, you can pick the color, any of the color you want. You can select the text of any of the thing or any of the font, whatever you want, you can just do it. Select it from here. Let's just name it, increase the size of the text over here. Let's name it as a Beauty, Miss Beauty. So this is how you can add a text. Now there are a lot of things you can just play with the text. Just go to the character. If this doesn't show, go to the window and select the character over here. So it will show up this panel, that is a text panel. Now select whole by pressing double click on the text layer. So just click on the underline, so it will create an underline of this text. If you want to create a kind of shapes, you can totally do it with the help of this, or create a sharp thing. By pressing on this button, you will be able to wrap your photo or create a text in area where you want to create. You can just play with this by selecting the blend, distortion, vertical beauty, this vertical distortion. There are a lot of already inbuilt shapes are present. You can just use them in your game and just create an amazing text style to your photos with the help of wrap text squeeze. So you can see the difference, guys. Your text is turned into kind of creative look. So there are a lot of things you can just play with around, and you can just do it with the help of text tool. Now the next thing is there are a lot of vertical. If you want to add a vertical text, just click on this, so it will only select in a vertical position. If you want to add a vertical layer mask, you can just play with it and it will create a layer mask to the photograph. So you can see this will create a selection. So you can just do it anything with help for this selection. Here's the path tool that you actually don't need. This is a rectangle tool. This is a kind of a shapes tool. So if you select this, this would be your shape. You can fill any of the colors from here. You can still play with the corners. If you want to create round corners, you can just select it from here. There are a lot of options available of this shape tool. And now here there are lots of round and rectangle tool also. If you want to create a rectangle, the corner of this tool would be rectangle or kind of round a little bit. And here is the corner, that is ellipse tool. It will create a ellipse kind of circle. You can just play with the colors and select any of the colors over here. Here is the polygonal tool. It will create a polygonal effect to the photograph. If you want to create that kind of shape, you can just play with, press move tool to move the particular selection. This would be helpful in making a graphic design whenever you are creating a posters or banners or something like that. This tool would be helpful. This is a line tool. It will create a perfect line. So as you can see, perfect line has been created. If you want to create a dotted line, you can totally select it from here. If you want to select a normal line, you can select this. But if you want to create a dotted line, you can just do it with the help of dot tool. Alright, here is the hand tool. It is just a kind of a space button. This is a shortcut key. If you want to move the total area of the, if you are doing the process something, if you are doing over here, you want to do it, then you can just play with the hand tool and just move the whole area of the image. You can press, guys, Control plus button to increase the size, Control minus icon to decrease the size of the image or the working space. You can just press the space button from the keyboard to just move the area. So these are the very key point which you have to understand during the process of editing. This is a magnifying tool. It is also one kind of magnifier that we are doing by pressing Ctrl and plus key. This will also create a magnifying glass like a perfect. Just you have to move the cursor and it will be magnified and dismagnified. Zoom in and zoom out. So this is how, these are the basic tool which you have to understand one by one, and it would be helpful in our future photo editing techniques. So guys, this is today for the lesson 1. So I hope you all have enjoyed this lesson 1 and you just practice it all the way, and I hope you see in the next lesson. Till then guys, be creative and be awesome, and guys, thank you for watching.